Hi everyone, this is Tanya from You and Your Witchy Stuff. I hope this video finds you all well. So this is going to be the weekly reading for the ending week of April 28th of 2024. For the end of the month and bringing us into May, Beltane, and hopefully a nice warmer, steadier month. Flowers blooming, growth, and more coming into fruition. So again, if you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you for your support and your continuing coming here with me and my ramblings. And if you're new, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So with that being said, so today is, as you see, it is warming up here in central New York State. I'm in my on my patio, so you see my backyard again. You hear the birds chirping, the sun shining. It's going to be up to 70 today. Amazing, my kind of weather, my type of energy. With that being said, I've already pulled the cards for the week. Excuse me. And for whomever is watching this is a collective reading, so you can take from whatever that applies to you or does not. It's all up to your path and your interpretation. Okay, still filming. Yeah. So, with that being said, this is going to be quite an interesting week for the cards that I pulled. I've used the Druidcraft Oracle, wow, Tarot again. I always say Oracle for some reason with that deck. That's what wanted to step forth. It's appropriate for this type of year because it has a very colorful storybook type of energy to it. Very bright, very witchy, and it's obviously Celtic based on it. But it's very woodland, nature oriented, and just very easy read and clear, and yet welcoming at the same time. And very old worldly. Other things that I, Tanya, loves, compared to my darker aesthetic. Nice contrast. Gotta have a balance here. And of course, I stepped up, with the Haunted Manor Oracle, as she's been my primary reading oracle deck. Amongst others at this point, she complements many of decks in my series and the energy, and gives a clear message. So this week's crystal, hard to kind of see here, but it is Tiger's Eye. So with Tiger's Eye in this case, and that accompanies the message, the overarching of the Tiger's Eye is it applies to this week and to this week's guiding message and cards that comes from myself, my guides, my familiars, and the deities and spirits that I work with, and my gifts. So this message that the crystal is giving me and giving us the company message is a sense of, in this case, of the grounding aspects of Tiger's Eye. Now, Tiger's Eye has that flash of fire in it. I call fire like the band. So, the banding in the crystal, that has that. So basically, it is a crystal of grounding, protection, but also fire and willpower. So that is going to be guiding us into having to find a balance between what we're journeying on, manifesting, and bringing about in our life and what we've been working on our foundations. But to be mindful of that, but to be strong, courageous, and blaze forth on your path. But just remember to stay reflective, recover from what you need to, give yourself grace, give others grace, as I always say, as I'm giving myself. So, the tarot that came out this week, that's why I said this is a powerhouse. Two majors. The Fool. I've been getting the Fool a lot in my readings from the Murderer Crows deck, which has been one of my working decks there for April. Not on my main one, should I say. I work with many, but I should say that's my main theme deck. And then the other one, and I did shuffle them, I swear, very well, because they've been used, is the Magician. So look at that lovely Magician. So that's an interesting pairing there, should I say, or concept of pairing to reflect upon. And of course, from the lovely Haunted Manor, it is absence in this case. And that is, of course, saying to practice restraint. That's where I'm mentioning about the grounding, and in this feeling, the dualistic nature of the tiger's eye in this place. Just because something has a definitive meaning, it can apply differently or be different than what is normally seen, or adaptable compared to the situation, the energies, or what it applies to, or at that moment in that time. So since it's two major arcana, the Fool being the Fool and the Magician, of course, here as you can see, and those being powerhouses. The Fool is showing that we as a collective, or I can speak for myself, and for many of you I'm certain, because that's been coming up, this type of energy and what's been building forth as we have been progressing through this year, and of course what has already been brought forth from last year into this year, and we're already going into May, so we already got a very good idea of how this year has been going, and from last year's integration and what we've been letting go. Last week was a harder week again, still with the Five of Cups on there, and the King of Pentacles happened to be mature, grounded, authoritative, looking to authoritative figures, but of course being your own strength, and teaching self-care and being practical, rooted at the same time. So this is actually, with the Fool, is indicating here, as you see the traditional Fool, like the traditional RWS here, is basically with the dog is going forth to journey. So it's getting an indication you're ready to begin your journey. You've let go of some of the baggage. You've found a lot of clarity. You're working through what is considered the dark, your hard truths, your struggles. That's what has been holding you back, your limitations, or the limitations of others and perceptions of other societies. You're letting that weight fall off your shoulders, like that Ten of Wands. You've actually released a lot of it lately. You're also understanding, with that reflective of last week, that brings into this week of what needed to be felt and integrated and learned, and yet what you still need to carry with you, kind of like what's in here, and only what you need to take from it and what you're carrying into this week and going forward with the journey. It has a kind of lighthearted, carefree, childlike energy, which is great in this aspect, which gives the willpower and the strength to start the journey, the beginning. And you're going to be starting a new project, learning new things, even starting on your garden, your home, maybe home improvements work, a new job, career, or maybe moving up the ladder, so to say, your spiritual path, or just a relationship, friendship, and good times with the Fool. It's a lot about path working and blazing the trail, and going into the unknown. This has more of a take with you what you need, be lighthearted, and go forward. But the Magician, with that, is encompassing saying to create and be strong, along with that. Be strong, be firm, and exercise will and take action, because the Magician happens to be a card of action and masculine energy, as I believe in masculine feminine energies, not as a physical, but just as an energetic level. So the Magician is saying like this: go forward, bring about your will, your destiny, what you've been working on, and you're creating and being the best version of yourself, and what foundations are, and going forth with what you need for yourself. So be strong, be true, and take that action and take that leap of faith in those journeys, because you've been working hard. We've all been working hard on it, no matter how big or small, or basically what's been in between, the different struggles, health issues, financial issues, relationship issues, emotional issues. We all have them, we all know. So it's basically, as I said, moving ahead, leap of faith, will, strength, determination. With this, it's just indicating with the additional message on it is basically just practice restraint is just also make sure you give yourself time to recovery and don't keep pushing, even though the energy's there. Don't over push yourself. Make sure you have time for recovery, reflection, healing, and self-care. Self-care, and no matter what it is to each of us, it's different, but giving ourselves that time, that grace and compassion helps to balance out this struggle of this life and this human existence, because honestly, we all know it's hard. If you watch any of my previous videos, yeah. And my struggle is continuing and continuing. But I hope that my story or my housing reaches and resonates on that and helps others to know they're not alone. And that there is, even if it's never known, a reason, a rhyme and reason to certain things and certain struggles. And of course, as they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So this is just saying to practice restraint, being mindful, that's all. Don't be too assertive or aggressive. Also, just to be mindful of your actions. But this is a great message from what we've been coming forward, and what's been coming forward for myself is that there's a lot of progress and a leap of faith in trusting that process finally, like last week. Trusting the process, trusting what we set forth in our intentions, our will, and that we can do it. So with that being said, I thank you so much for watching, and if this resonates with you, or you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe to let me know that you're enjoying this and that you wish to continue to follow me. And also comment below if this resonates with you, or you have any feedback for me or anything that you would like to share. I love to hear that, as I love commenting and sharing with others myself. We're all here, even though we're not in the same space. Technically, we are energetically. And of course, you can check out my Instagram if you want to follow me at Little Miss Girl 79, my weirdness, strangeness. But that's what all makes us all unique and fun. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful week with that leap of faith and going forth for yourself and moving ahead and blazing your trails on that. And blessed be.